Hello and welcome, Echoes. And I see activity. Oh, I see a lot of peaking activity, actually. So let's. There we go. Hello and welcome, Echoes, to Empyrean Wilds, a Cypher System-based TTRPG. I am Evie, the Disaster GM. My pronouns are she, they, or any, and I am the GM for this fine disastrous group. Let's go ahead and go around introducing ourselves. We are going to start with Joel.
Oh, hi, that's me. I'm Joel. I use any pronouns. I will be playing Thalamus Ford, who is an appealing speaker who rises from the depths and chipper spirits, even though she refuses to do about 3/4 of all of that at the moment. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. I will popcorn it over to Amanda.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, aka Pandacabra. I use she, her pronouns. And today I'll be playing Varen Lek, the weird adept who dances with dark matter and siphons power. Ooh. And I'm going to pass it over to Alina.
Hey, everybody. I am Alina. I am they, them, and so is Kale, who is an empathic explorer who helps their friends and has the soul of a dragon. Toss it up to Matt.
Thank you. My name is Matt, he, him. I'm playing Fang Wu, he, they, the risk-taking warrior who fights with panache and occasionally takes a jaunt through a wall here and there. and I will pass it back to Evie.
So did we get everyone? Because I was also messing with sound since I am on a different setup, and chat was courteous enough to say that I was particularly loud in comparison to everyone else, so I'm adjusting that. But is everyone? Can we hear Joel again? Because it started with yours, and they could barely hear you.
Oh, we're going again?
Just making sure that they can actually hear when you talk.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me? I am Joel. I'll play Baldmus Forge today.
Yay, technical issues. Is
Those
this
are
better?
your sound levels.
Yeah, I have
I'm happy you can test
also.
mine against theirs.
Yeah, I'm also adjusting it a little bit because there's going to also be other sound test streams with the new program, but I just happen to be on a different mic today. Joel is still quiet. Why is Joel still quiet? I hear you, the same as everybody else.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
We can't crank up Joel individually because it's on a Google Meets.
Do you want me to move the microphone closer to my mouth? Well,
Couldn't
Oh,
hurt. Yeah, that'd probably be okay.
maybe?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
A little bit? Yeah. Yeah, came unplugged.
Maybe it could hurt.
Apparently it did.
how's that? Is that better? It's as close as it can get without me holding it like a reporter. So
I think this is just the best that we're going to get
all we
for
got.
today. We apologize to the audience if there are difficulties hearing anyone because of that. We'll work on it. So that is better. Good. I might also try to send you the boom arm that I had that might have fit that one, Joel, if I can find it somewhere. All right. So
sure.
we had my brain just stopped. So we had character introductions. Awesome. This particular game runs every other week on Sunday, barring interruptions due to scheduling mishaps like PAX Unplugged and or the holidays that are happening soon. Joel does not get to be a boomer. We don't want anyone to have to be a boomer. But yeah, so it runs every other Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Delineate that time out if you are outside of the continental US and the weird ways that time zones work, etc. Hopefully everybody is having Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful start to the holiday season. Chat is in a mood today, as are we, so it's going to be a fun session. We are also still on that push to our next follower goal, and we are getting close. So if you are watching on Twitch, which we are multi-streaming to both YouTube and Twitch, yes, thank you very much, Akneth, for your help. Don't forget to follow if you aren't already, so that you can be notified when this or our other game happens to go live. We also have another game that is in the works. Start date is not yet determined, with a third confirmed player, and hopefully at some point soon you will see the three of us on a shared stream for some world building stuff. Hi, Frandy. But yes, so as you will notice from our overlay, we do not have our normal QR code because the staff is still choosing our next charity to be benefited from our streams. So keep a watch out for that. We will give out the announcement in our Discord when that happens. But beyond that, let's go ahead and roll into today's session. Yes, we do have a very beautiful cast. We at the Archives would like to remind you that this is an adult content rated game with depictions of violence and gore, possible mentions of loss or trauma, and or similar content. We do our best not to cross each other's lines, but for those watching, you have been warned. Last time, which was a full fucking month ago, the group had together made it into this little patch of woods that the road passes through in the city-state of Polyerna that was known to be somewhat treacherous to those who had been traveling over the past couple of months of some suspicious bird activity. Hey, Nenners! Thank you for the follow. They had to make the decision to either attempt to push through very quickly while being harried by these vampiric feathered friends, or stop and stand their ground, which they did, fighting off entire swarms of blood-sucking hummingbirds that would suck the hit points quite literally right out of them. It was a fun little fight where they got to get attacked multiple times. I got plenty of hits in. It was wonderful, but so did they, and they won, scaring off the last few of these hummingbirds to fly away because they were losing their fight and it wasn't worth the meal. After that, though, there was the consideration to attempt to go hunt them down so that they could not harry other travelers. The group did run off to check on the cart and NPCs that had kind of gotten scared on ahead, to make sure that they had not fallen victim themselves, and found out that they had made it out of the woods safely, uninjured, and decided to wait around for them. So Baba Joe, the Karuscapede baby, while potentially having rolled around in the back of the cart, is still with them and has not attempted to eat anyone because it didn't make its way out of its baby wrap. And the two traveling farmers were kind enough to wait for them to catch up. With the end of the fight, as you guys regather and settle up into the cart to not necessarily lick your wounds, the rest of the day passes with a lot of chatter from Tanner in the front seat. And the next couple of days pass peacefully. So you may take your 10-hour recovery rest up to a number of 2 times. So however many times you've got to roll to get through that and get yourself back up to full, you may do so. And at the end of those next 2 days, essentially you have separated from Tanner and his nephew, who made it to their fairly large farm, I would say, in another not really large enough to be named town, much like the last one that you had passed through, and would be continuing on along the road towards the small township of Rancor. It's getting into, with the amount of time that has passed, a good month after the summer solstice, which you had just missed when you landed in Polyerna. But with the amount of time traveling and the amount of time in that one town, it's been almost a month, and thus it's been a while since you have been like solidly with the sea. Bal, in particular, you haven't heard the song since you guys had that last sleep in town. What are you guys doing?
So we are. How far are we from? We're heading to Varen's house next, right?
Yeah, Rancourt is the next town, and it's a fairly large town that's located near the start of the mountains, up
Ooh.
towards the kind of northern-ish most part of the settled areas of Polyarna. And that is where Varen is from. So that's where you guys were kind of doing as a stop prior to veering off along the mountain roads towards the artifact collector that you had wanted to speak to. It is maybe a day and a half, a day if you guys hustle to reach there.
Okay. I didn't know, Varen, that your family lived quite so close to the mountains. I imagine all sorts of strange effects must come down this way.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely strange, all right. Like, my family's gonna be, they're just a whole bunch of oddballs, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, well, we've seen some rather strange things in our travels. I don't think it would be too unsettling for us, no matter how odd they are.
Hmm, that might be true, but I'm just warning y'all that they are just they are just strange. Like, don't be alarmed by it. Um,
Well, if they're strange, they should react well to us then, because we tend to be the strangest thing that is in any town that we have arrived in.
oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm downright. I think I'm the normal one of the family. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Wow.
Well, I do look forward to meeting them.
Yeah, I hadn't seen them in a while. It would be pretty nice to stop by, let them know that I'm doing okay, and that I have all of y'all looking over, taking care of their baby girls. So, they shouldn't be too alarmed by that, really.
How do you think they'll take the news about your baby?
Oh, I'm sure they're just going to be the proudest grandparents. And they've been wanting grandbabies for a while, and it's just like, my brother, I have an older brother, y'all. He is hopeless when it comes to romance, and he's not very. Yeah, yeah. So I think they were kind of hoping that maybe I'd be the one giving grandbaby, and I've achieved that for him. So I'm hoping it turns
Yeah.
out good.
Are there any farm animals on this farm? Chickens and the like?
Out of character, they do have a couple of like sort of like beast of burden
Hmm.
type, but they are primarily agricultural, in terms of like they are more field workers and crop growers than they are animal
Yeah,
handlers. So
yeah, it would be more farm than ranch. So
there are ranches nearby, but they themselves are mostly farmers.
yeah,
That does make things a little easier. I can't imagine that chickens and small creatures would very much be safe your around them. Feels like avoiding looking at the bug.
You see Baron kind of get like a devilish grin. It was just like, okay, so there's this ranch nearby, all right, and like, listen, the Moonflares Ranch, they're gonna try to act all sweet and kind to you, but don't let it fool you. They are some of the biggest bastards in Rancor. They have been trying to find out my mom's prize pepper recipe to beat her in the county fair, and like, do not let them know what it is. All right. So it wouldn't be if a couple of their animals went missing, it probably wouldn't be too much off our backs if you catch what I'm saying.
Any input on that from the other members of the group?
Fong's just like, I need to try these peppers.
They are indeed the pride of the valley, so you know we are pretty proud of what we do there.
Can I actually get a kind of agricultural slash trade knowledge check from you guys?
Is plant knowledge relevant?
Varen, you already know this. Plant knowledge, yeah, probably.
Okay, then I am trained.
17.
You did say all, but I just went ahead and rolled anyway.
17?
Three, my
Three?
favorite number.
Yeah.
I also got a 3.
Okay.
What are your lucky numbers today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
Oh.
2. 2's my lucky, and 16 is my unlucky.
Good to
Oh,
know.
you're so close to being lucky.
So close.
Good to know. But yeah, so Val, you're the only one that is really kind of putting this together because you hadn't paid a lot of attention to many of the things that Varen has rambled at you. But you're starting to put together Pepper. You've heard the name of the town now that you guys are heading towards, Rancor. Whether it was in trade talks, because you are technically the counselor of trade, or your various acquisitional days on the water, Rancor is where the pepper that Polyarna is like most notably known for exporting originated. The Ranseri pepper is like one of the bigger slash better things to come out of Polyarna. Polyarna is predominantly agricultural, and a lot of the foods that and things like that that can travel and survive travel and time do come from here for along this portion of the coast. The thing that like is very notably part of their export is the Ranseri pepper, which was developed in Rancor. So like you've possibly even heard of the Rancor festival that she's talking about that has like 3 days of pepper recipe competitions and events that happen.
That's why it's so competitive.
Okay.
You are the only one that remembers or knows anything about that other than Varen. The other two have no clue that that is where you guys are heading. As far as you know, it is not immediately at the moment pepper picking season. You've got a good another month and a half before this festival would be happening. But that is the culture that you are heading into. And
they
you are the
spicy?
only one that is even vaguely aware. It depends on when in the pepper's life you pick
Nice.
it.
Nice.
Bao hasn't really been present
Yeah.
for like actively engaging the conversation.
Yeah.
But I think they just kind of sink even further into whatever seat they are in.
You
Or
guys
if
are
we're
walking now, yeah.
Yeah, if we're walking, like there's like a slump to her, an even deeper slump to her walk, because she is aware of where we're going and so not into the idea of what we're dealing with. But she doesn't really say much else, I don't think.
All right, so letting the others go in unwarned. I love it. It's very Bao.
Indeed.
What could be so bad about a town full of charming farmers and their famous peppers?
Yeah.
Gross.
But yeah, so you guys are just on the road heading there. You've got a dayish to go. Is there anything in particular that you would like to do or say or look out for or plan prior to arriving in town, especially with one of you having general knowledge of what you might be walking into?
I'll
Kale,
just
I
say
think.
it looks.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it looked like Matt was gonna say something, but go ahead
Yeah,
first.
yeah. I was just gonna say, Kale is taking their cue from Varen, even though they're fully aware that it's maybe not, aware of what other people think about them or think about her. So Kale's like, well, if Varen's not worried, I guess we'll just roll into town being weirdos. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Baron, are there any customs that I should be aware of?
Well, you've seen some of the people around here with their hand signals, but they don't expect other people not from here to know what those are. Usually that's usually a sign of greeting or a sign of blessing or a sign of
Mhm.
protection. So, I wouldn't worry about trying to like replicate it, since it's, they understand that people may not know what that is. A lot of people don't even call attention to it if they're not from the area. Uh, Other than that, just kind of like watch where you step. Don't try to step anywhere. Don't try to step on any plants or anything. A lot of people grow there. A lot of people raise stuff there, so you could be stepping in someone's crop or a whole mess of animal dung. So I would just be careful
Okay.
about that. But if you stick to the main roads, you won't have that issue. Um, Also, we have a little statue in the center of town that is of the giant pepper. Um, it is a landmark that is in the town square.
Oh.
So yeah, a lot of people like to go visit it, and there's little offerings and stuff. So if you see like people leaving stuff at it, like don't touch it. So
Is it
Okay.
an offering to those who farm the pepper, or is it an offer to the god of agriculture?
it's more of a god of agriculture kind of thing, but it's kind of it's just like some people don't necessarily believe in that stuff anymore, but they still do it just kind of out of habit.
Of
So
course.
that we still remain prosperous. So I think everyone think it's kind of more of a habit of like, well, if everyone still does it and we're still prosperous, like I don't see any harm in it. So yeah, just be polite, you know, listen to what people tell you. You shouldn't run into any issues.
Great.
Can I do a God of Agriculture check?
Yes. What are you checking for?
To know if to find to I guess to know what Baal knows about this individual or
About
this deed.
Chalda? Okay.
Sure, whatever their name may be.
You guys have encountered mentions of Chalda previously in Pollyanna City, because he ish are the primary god of agriculture
Mhm.
within Pollyanna. So you have some experience and have heard the name several times of people referencing Chalda either when being afraid of you guys. So it was among the rambling of the shopkeep that you terrified, like absolutely terrified. But you have also heard it mentioned a couple of times when people react to the plant dragon that is Kale. But what
Right.
did you roll to see if you
Oh,
have picked up anything else?
19.
19. Yeah, Chalda is god of agriculture that has been recognized and worshipped to an extent in Polyarna for centuries. Let me get the full notes on him, of course. Let me scroll all the way back up. Because he did not start as the what he is recognized now, which
Right.
I think this has been discussed before, but as a refresher as well, Chealda is known predominantly to the overall populace as the god of trade and work, was in previous eras recognized and said as the god of earth and growing things. Hawthorns, naturally growing in a farming field or ranching area, are seen as a gift from Chealda and are always left to take up wherever they have decided to grow because of this. That is also who a lot of people in Polyarna believe is the god that oversees the various nature spirits that you guys have encountered previously. And with that 19, you probably, while you were primarily focused on Paradoja and Alayar in your previous readings, had noted that Chealda, as the god of earth and growing things, is he who grows that which protects and that which sustains.
Have we been seeing more of the nature spirits since we went through the forest?
They weren't super around in the forest area where the birds were, and they are easier to notice at night. You don't know if it's just that it's hard to see something glowing in broad daylight, or if it's just that they are more active then. But generally speaking, because you've been traveling on the road, you would see hints of them further away and have to wander away from the road to be able to, interact with them or see how populated they might be.
Well, shall we push on and then make camp somewhere near the town for tonight?
I'd say so. We still got maybe a couple more hours before we're in the town proper, so might want to rest up and wait for everyone to, be awake tomorrow so we can go see everyone, meet them, get settled in a little bit.
I imagine a farming town wakes quite early.
Early to bed and early to rise is usually our motto around here.
The look on Joel's face just now is perfect, and my general mood in response to that, so I agree with Bal. So you just found a
Yes.
camping spot?
Yes.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
So, I would like another animal handling or animal interaction check from Varen, because Bobby Joe is getting bigger and the carapace is getting harder. And so you're having to rewrap this bug on a fairly regular basis to keep it from, escaping.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going
And if
to attempt to strap it instead, or are you going to just keep bundling it and carrying it around?
Strap it in what way?
Like put a
Like how-
harness of some kind on it and then try to lead it around on a leash where it has the ability to move around and attempt to bite people.
Yes, because I feel like it's getting a little too big to do that.
Okay?
Yes, I will.
That does make
let's
it
see.
easier, or that not easier. That does make it harder
Okay.
to handle, because you have to successfully get this
What
thing strapped
would
in without
that
getting bit.
be from might or from speed?
This is going to definitely be from speed.
Okay, I will put a level of effort into that.
Okay. To swaddle or to leash it, yeah. Every parent's question once it gets to the toddler stage.
13.
13. It's you do get some like scrap leather that you were able to pick up from Tanner and his nephew before leaving. You do get some of that like kind of tied as an almost harness around the segments of its body, and you narrowly avoid getting pinched. And it does do that type of noise at you. I don't know if it's picking up because my mic is getting the little red dot indicating that it doesn't like that. But it makes the little chittering, like clicking sound at you. So you do get a harness and leash on it. It is not as good as someone who has worked with leather before would have been able to do. You successfully avoid getting bitten.
Good.
Okay, so stream side is at least hearing it. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
can hear a little bit of it. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
as far as you
I
can
forgot
tell,
I
Bobby.
have an with my with my with my artifact. I was also, if this could be considered a crafting task, I also have that east as well.
This was considered a speed
Animal
task
handling.
to
Okay.
handle the creature without getting injured, because you would essentially not be able to get it accurately harnessed
Okay.
without getting it to hold still, which right now it is young enough and dumb enough to not want to do that. Like it's even a friendly puppy is going to squirm, and this is not
Yeah.
a friendly puppy. Oh. Yeah,
Us.
so unless no, not never going to be a friendly puppy. It might have potential for use, but it is not a friendly puppy. But yeah, so it's basically this is young, it is untrained, it is not smart, it is an aggressive, predominantly independent type creature at the moment because it is hatched as a mostly independent creature. This was a speed check to not get hurt while trying to get something on it. And at a later date, if you want, now understanding this motion and being able to see how it works on the creature, you might be able to design a harness.
Okay. Okay, that works.
Yeah.
That works.
Maybe one of the farmers knows how to train animals. You guys can certainly try.
Let's get that bug pulling a
did-
plow.
We did. Our end goal is to hopefully survive, both us and Bobby Joe, long enough to get it to at least the
Collector.
researcher, the collector. Yeah, we're hoping, but you know,
That's a goal. That is indeed a goal. So, you guys are sitting around the campfire and watching Varen wrestle with this now probably 2-foot long coruscapede baby.
Wow.
Its little, like, I guess the best you could call it are scales, because even scales are that's what you call the things on bugs when they're like the little things that can like spread. So like just the little scales that on the adult coruscapede were what caused it to have that camouflage effect. They're like flexing as she's wrestling with this little baby that's clicking and hissing at her as she tries to get it all strapped up. It's sort of like watching someone wrestle a pig. It is hilarious, but maybe the town, while her family has mostly a farm, maybe that Pepper Festival has like a sow trussing competition or something. You don't know. But she did succeed at not getting bit. It looked
Yes.
like there was a little bit of a struggle a couple of times, but she got it on, and you guys
I'm
are
just picturing
settling
the rest
in.
of us in a line, like eating food or drinking tea, but it's like halfway to your mouth as we just watch this spectacle, just like, is this
And she
really
is not
happening?
asking for help. She is fully like invested in like getting this. She
Nice.
probably doesn't even realize you're watching.
Oh yeah.
I actually am not gonna be watching because I'm
Okay.
going to step away from the group
Okay.
Oh,
and bite the bullet-sized elephant in the room, or whatever
Do it.
phrasing is happening. Um, and I will attempt to begrudgingly communicate with my deity.
Hi, Jamie. Oh my God. Okay, so Corey will kind of look at you, food also halfway to his mouth, because he didn't stop eating during the observation, but is very aware of where you go as your follower, and will just kind of note where you head to so that if necessary he can come find you and or help you, and then turn back and, scarfing the food like someone eating popcorn at an event, continue watching Varen in, like, just fully as an example of coruscapede wrangling. Like, this might be the next rodeo show. You don't know. Because it was very entertaining.
So there.
So you are able to very easily find a little bit off of the road somewhere to go and sit, based off of where you guys are in the map. You know that you are, while you did head away from where the river was, you are heading back towards more river. So you can just feel water further in the direction that you guys are heading on the road. So that does at least help in terms of your individual connection.
Is it how would I be able to know ballpark of how far the river is from me?
You guys will probably cross a bridge to get to Rancor. So it's might be a couple of hours.
Yeah, so it's not like I can stroll there and back.
Pun.
It's
Oh my
like
God, the pun. Yeah, you're not going to be able to stroll there and back, not without being very missed. This would be
that's fine.
another night missing from the group.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'll I'll probably go like behind a tree, around a corner type of positioning.
Okay. And where you guys are, there's definitely more trees. You have been traveling through more and more of these little patches of woods.
Wood.
The pun was a little distracting. But yes, so you've been passing through a little bit more of these little patches of woods. You would be able to very easily find somewhere that's just kind of out of sight.
Okay. And out of sight is good. That's where I want to be. I'm gonna just kind of. I think I think Belle is too not happy with her life right now to really get into like a pious kneeling position. So she's just gonna. I guess she's just gonna sit down and lean against a tree and then just be like, "All right, I think a conversation is long overdue," and just kind of wait. Is that enough?
Give me a interaction roll.
Ah, I will put absolutely no effort into this whatsoever. I rolled a natural 20.
You just have to not try.
You're waiting for your call.
How many nat 20s have you gotten with your interactions with Paradoha, though? Because that is
Too
what
many.
changed the direction of the end of the last campaign.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, So, yeah, you don't need to apologize for the pun, by the way, Fong. It was just, or Matt. It was entertaining enough to where I'm just like, I shouldn't like it. I shouldn't encourage it because it's a pun. But it was very well done because it was
Never
a
apologize for a bad
ballpark.
good pun.
Ballpark.
Never
Yeah.
apologize for a pun. Period.
Yeah, Joel likes puns. Anyway, so with a fucking natural 20, asshole. So you hear the melody for just a split second before everything around you goes white.
Okay.
And you feel that same sensation of floating, that pressure all around you as if you are in water, and the flow of a current of some kind. With the nat 20, you can tell that it is not water, and that the flow, the current, seems to be the flow of fates or directions or the flow of change, because Paradoha is change.
Mm-hmm.
You feel this connection that she was just waiting for you to reach back out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem happy to be reaching out to me, but it's rare that you seem happy in general.
To be honest, I just don't feel like I'm aware of what lesson I was supposed to learn from all of that.
It's not a lesson. I was offering to let you go from your duties. The changes that are coming are very dangerous. You have enacted many. And if you choose not to be part of those changes, if you choose not to have those changes enacted through you, you do not have to be.
I like to know things, though. Is the problem, I think.
You rolled a nat 20. What would you like to know?
I've no fucking clue.
You rolled a nat 20.
Uh,
Now, this isn't a you're going to get everything, but you do have a chance to ask a god that knows exactly what is going on. Any one thing.
I hate this. Okay.
One chance, one opportunity.
I need to think of this from
Mom's
her
spaghetti.
perspective, because I could take this opportunity to learn something that I as a player want to know.
Yeah.
But Val and I are not in the same headspace.
Yeah.
So I think her question and she's gonna ask this in a very vulnerable way is, why me?
I don't know how to answer that, actually. There's something that I should show you. If you're going to accept your place with me. And the flow spins and twists, and you see a sea of stars instead of a sea of water. And you see what seems to be a ball beneath you, glowing with little spots of darkness all over it. No god began as one. Gods are made and gods fall. Just like entities, just like kingdoms and countries. All power has a beginning and all power has an end. But there is something else, something that I don't think anyone understands, that enacts those changes upon everything, upon power and upon its fall. That is what created me, and that is what left its trace on you. And I followed a path, and I found a compatible trace, and you were there. A change to your line, a change to those around you, with a trace that had the potential to change others. It wasn't a choice that I made, but it's a choice that I don't regret. Because as I've said, you have enacted great changes. Do you wish to still be a change in the world?
I only fear that it is not me. In the sense that I have lived my life for others since since before I can remember. If I'm going to enact any change, I want to be sure that it is because of me, because of you.
What change would you like to make?
I would like you to talk more to me directly about what you expect from me.
I can try.
I guess that's all anybody can ask of anybody, I guess.
That would require you reaching out when you have questions.
It's easier to reach out when there's an answer on the other end, even if it's not as clear cut as one would want.
Well, the change that I set you on the path of is establishing a barrier, because there is something that we are trying to keep contained.
Right.
That is not a change that should ever be coming to the world.
Fair.
Do you need further information than that?
I feel like I should not push my luck. Um, I I am satisfied enough with our conversation to accept my duties for the time being.
You will near various tools that you need to complete your puzzle. When it has been completed, you will find your way to a very old location where you will potentially be able to enact the change of re-establishing a barrier. Because right now the barrier has fallen. The other place is already in place. Someone that you don't like very much did that for us. But
Right.
those particular changes were not some that worked with the changes that you are currently enacting. Did you want to go into that city and go hunting in a deep, dark vault for the last piece of that puzzle?
Uh,
And you can tell that she means Iolinus.
oh, okay. I'm not. No. I am a little confused, but I think I understand. I think.
Sometimes learning increases understanding rather than having the answers given to you. Sometimes being guided can help. But providing all information does change the flow, and now you can feel the direction of that current that you were in shifting just slightly.
Yeah.
But if you would like, I will try to answer questions when they are asked.
All right. That's about as much as I can ask, I feel.
Then, may the music guide you. And as you begin to fall from the current, you see what had been just a presence just past your shoulder where you couldn't see. Glowing, amorphous, consistently changing, and not far behind her, a being of starlight and darkness with broad wings behind it. And you find yourself sitting against a tree. The light changes a little jarring, but you can hear a soft melody again.
Bal is gonna immediately go, Kale, just go around the tree.
Was like just getting ready for bed, I'm sure, and they're like, I'm gonna have a good sleep tonight after a long walk. Uh-oh.
You actually. It was an interesting and entertaining wrestling match. After which, Corey will just be like, she needed a minute, I think, and then shove the last bit of his food in his mouth.
Cool.
So, Bala's not there. Corey is watching in a direction for her to come back.
Yeah.
Are you guys setting up watch, or are you just going to kind of settle in since you're close to a town-ish? You are about a day's travel away, but...
Like keep with our same watch just in case there's any
Yeah, I'm on
unusual things
board.
out there.
Down to
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So, starting with Varen? Okay.
Yeah. Kale will go to bed early, probably most nights, and then wake up in the middle of the night for the longest stretch.
Okay.
So they're probably they're like setting up their bedroll and stuff, and then they hear Baal call with that like note of panic. No.
Bal was out for a while.
Oh, gotcha.
Communications with gods can occasionally be a little fucky-wucky with time.
Fair. When does Baal call?
Towards the end of Varen's shift, actually.
Ooh. So I'm
You,
asleep.
you were
I'm
out. You were gone for
I'm out.
hours, Bal.
No, I figured. Yeah.
Varen, go ahead and give me a roll for watch.
That was a 2. I didn't notice anything.
Yeah. In fact, you are probably wrestling with keeping Bobby Joe contained the entire time because it's very different. Bobby Joe being on a leash versus Bobby Joe being swaddled. So you're a little distracted. And you're probably chasing after Bobby Joe trying to climb up a tree as Bal does finally come back going, Kale! So you are halfway up a tree, like with the other end of the leash in your
Yeah, it
hand,
was just-
trying to get to Bobby Joe as Bal finally returns.
I feel like it is until after Ball said something I looked and was like, "Oh, hi, Ball. I didn't even realize you weren't in the camp anymore." That is and I just call out, "Everyone, Ball's back. Everything's fine."
What are you? Why are you on a tree? What's going on?
You can probably see Bobby Joe, like, leash half tangled in a couple of twigs, like, just squirmed up there hissing at Varen.
Just a little toddler tantrums. Nothing I can't handle.
All right.
I rolled to see how deeply Kale is asleep. Kale twitches and they do not wake up when you call out for everybody.
That's okay. I think seeing that, I'll just let Kale sleep, and then I guess I'll just take last watch. Why not? Since
Well,
I'm already
Kale
awake.
takes middle watch, so
Oh.
Kale is about to be awake anyway.
Oh, well then there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Bal doesn't know. Bal's just like, that's
Yeah.
not really keeping watch, so I'll just keep watch.
Yeah, you also have no idea what time it is because you know that it's nighttime and you've got a bunch of trees around you, which makes, like, telling the time of night a little difficult sometimes. So, Varen, you would eventually need to go wake up Kale for their watch. They do generally take middle watch because they're the only one of you that can see in the dark.
I feel like I am tugging the entire time, just being like, and before I kind of peek my head in, Kale, it's time.
Hello?
Papa, it's time for watch.
Right. And Kale will sit up and kind of wipe at their eyes, and they've got a little tear kind of trickling down their face. And then they'll wipe it away and kind of hide it by wiping the rest of the sleep from their eyes and sit up.
Baron has been pulled away pretty much immediately. You just hear what, and you just hear sounds of her pulling on the leash.
Can I get
right,
another animal handling, by the way,
Yeah.
to see if you're
Yeah.
able to re-swaddle this creature to go to bed?
Yeah, that was a 1.
The leash gets out of hand, and it goes right back up the tree.
Well, it looks like you know what? The tree looks pretty comfortable up there. I'm just gonna go up there and just kind of, be second watch. I'll just and you just see her like basically try to climb up the tree, and you just probably don't see her for the rest of the night.
Okay. Just before we jump back to them,
Mm-hmm.
one last climbing check for me, please. Just
Yeah,
to see how well this goes. Because with the way that you've been rolling,
19.
19. Okay, yeah. So you
Ooh.
do squirm up there, and you're able to position yourself in a way that you are pretty sure you will know if Bobby Joe comes down. It's not positive, but you are pretty sure that you will be able to know if Bobby Joe tries to squirm past you. But yeah, Kale, you wake up, little bitty tear, and what you doing?
Pull on my sweater and get ready for my shift.
All right. Bal is out there when you come out.
I
Oh.
I think I'm gonna be eating my dinner since I hadn't eaten it before. And knowing Corey, he probably set it aside for me. So I'm just gonna be scarfing down.
You're back. Good, good. I trust everything is all right.
I've got news.
Oh, do tell.
And I tell Kale I don't leave a single detail out.
Hale's face does a lot of things as you are talking. And then afterwards, they'll just sit there and like blink for a moment. That is rather ominous and good at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
You said dark spots on everywhere, right?
Yeah. That's what it looked like, yeah.
And the barrier is down.
Gone.
I wonder if that is what I felt just after we'd entered Pollyanna. That
Maybe.
sensation of something echoing, breaking. Things have felt a little off ever since. But more importantly, what you're all right with this decision, yes? You were given the choice to keep serving her, them or not.
It's
And
it's sort of predicated on the fact that Paradox is more willing to be forthright, direct with what I'm being asked to do. I want it to be more of a partnership, less of a do this or be smoten. So
well, I should imagine that gods work rather differently than the rest of us, but it sounds like he's making an effort to be a partner and not a patron.
yeah, that's why I was more inclined to be like, sure, let's give it a go. Um,
That is rather a lot to put on one person's shoulders.
hmm.
I'm glad for what it's worth that they gave you the choice.
Yeah, but they also said some things that are very concerning.
Oh, no, don't think I haven't forgotten that.
Well, not just the world ending thing, whatever that happens all the time, but I mean the they mentioned that they didn't choose me by choice. It's sort of it's like that like I'm like they're the middle. They sounded like they were the middle like manager, sort of where like there's something even greater than them that was like little tentacle girl and the dogs. That's the one. And then Paradoha was like, well, fuck it, okay.
Well, I think it's less that and more that there are only so many people for whom change has been such a constant part of their life. You are attuned to his domain, to their
Mm,
realm, not just because of the sea, but you have a great capacity for change, Paul, and you've lived with it your whole life.
mm, I guess. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm I don't know what to make of most of everything. I'm not uh, I don't know.
I think
It's
of all the people I've met, you are the least hesitant to confront change head on.
I don't know, that's a trait that should be celebrated, to be fair.
I could have used a little more of it in my earlier days.
Mm. Yeah, but then again, now we just finished walking through a blood-sucking forest, and I point to the tree. That's also technically change. That is going to be eating us very quickly. So I don't I don't know. I will so far it sounds like her their goals for us for me kind of align with what we've got going on. That's sort of where I've been hoping to or trying to focus my the decision, so to speak. So, but on the bright side, we know more. Yay!
Hale just sort of smiles sadly at you for a moment and nods, and then opens their arms for a hug. Like they can sense that you need one probably after a night
Immediately
like
take
that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they'll just hold you and like rub your back.
I think it doesn't. Like it takes like a minute, and then she just falls asleep right there because
Oh,
she's just been super like tired, but just kind of going because she doesn't know how else to deal with all the emotions. And now that everything is sort of falling back into that weird normalcy, she's like able to relax enough to just thunk out.
good. I kind of like arrange you on my lap and stroke your hair a little and let you sleep. And I will do watch with ball on my lap.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. Please roll for watch.
Let's do so. Well, it's not a 3. It's a 5. That's 2 whole more.
You're
Uh,
probably a little focused on what you've learned.
And on ball and on Varen and the bug in the tree. There's a lot going on. I'm splitting my
there is.
attention between quite a lot of things.
Yeah. So yeah, like as far as you can tell, nothing happens.
Cool.
You're not even sure if the bug is still up in the tree, but probably, maybe. I don't. You don't know.
I would have heard something, maybe. I don't know. Probably would have bitten me.
Fung, please roll a d20.
Oh no!
I would
Oh,
love to. That is a 2. That's
oh
my
no.
lucky
Oh, that's
number.
It
lucky.
is your lucky number. Would you like to remind the
Yay.
audience who have not all been here this entire time
Yes.
what your lucky number means?
So it doesn't do anything for this, so we're still going to deal with that too. But for the next thing I do, I get an asset on it.
Yes,
So,
you
Oh,
do.
nice.
yeah.
Yes, you do. So you didn't wake up to the commotion that was Varen dealing with Bobby Joe throughout her entire shift. You didn't wake up to Belle crying out for Kale as she returned. You're having a dream that is probably impacting that. Because the attention and presence of a god on hand, on site, as someone who can see and touch fate sleeps, is probably going to impact things. With a 2, you are fully and deeply asleep, and you're not sure if it's a dream or a memory, but you are walking along tightly woven bridges of mud and vine across not quite deep and then occasionally very deep bits of river and water. Large trees on all sides. A heavy canopy swaying overhead. And woven throughout the entirety of this swamp are golden threads, connecting to each other, connecting to something out of sight, and you're following a particular thread forward. plodding with each step. You don't know where it's going. You don't know why you're following it. But you're even in clothes that you only remember certain people wearing from your summers and the ceremonies that would occasionally happen just after the summer solstice. You are aware enough that something is happening that you can choose to stop walking. Probably. What do you do?
But that golden thread, though, it's compelling me. I gotta be almost there, right?
Maybe.
Let's go.
Okay. As you walk across the hidden passages and bridges throughout the swamp that you didn't think you would ever really have to walk among again, moss brushing your shoulders, thread glows brighter and brighter. And you didn't think that you were that close to the hills yet, but the ground does get drier, and you're in among the hills, and you find the thread leading to nothing. You're not sure, but you remember this hill. There's something about this hill. You don't remember what it is, but there's something about this hill. It has a perfect view of the sky, and it's a bright afternoon. There's clouds, but not a lot of them. You can see where you stood as a kid with your family, watching. What happened here? You don't know. But all of the golden threads that you had seen seemed to lead back here. And then they just disappear. It doesn't make sense because you've seen them when you think, are you awake now? Because the last time you saw them and you were awake, they connected to people, they connected to things. They didn't just stop. What are they connecting to? Please make another roll. Intellect based.
All right. Intellect based.
Does
Okay.
your lucky apply to this one? It's the next roll.
Oh yeah, it's the next roll.
It is.
So I'll have an asset.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
Also, if this is a dream, technically you are still in my presence, which means you technically also have access to the free asset from me.
Oh, I would love to use Ball's free asset here.
Okay, so 2 assets to the
go.
roll.
Yes. Huh. That is a 13.
13. You, with 2 assets and the 13. That wasn't your unlucky, right? What was the unlucky? Was that a 12?
16 was my
16.
unlucky.
Okay, 16 was the unlucky. Okay, with a 13 and 2 assets, you stand there looking at where all of the golden threads just seem to disappear, and you hear the start of a melody. It's a melody that had been familiar the first time you heard it out among your new friends. A melody of change that used to be hummed during these festivals, during these rituals. You don't remember which ritual it was that happened on this hill, because there are many sites throughout the entirety of your home that people will go to for various purposes. But you think it might have had to do with a sanctuary. You think it might have had to do with a home that's missing its people rather than people missing home. You remember the robes, maybe? And the headpiece with large branching horns that seem familiar in some way before you lose it. And you just see golden threads everywhere before the dream begins to fade. But that was somewhere where you came from, somewhere where you were home. And you remember the horns and the melody. And you turn over and snore a little bit.
I think upon waking, Fong is gonna try to recreate that melody with his mouth, just kind of like writing down a dream, desperately trying to cling on to it.
Okay. I think the only person currently awake and nearby would be Kale, since Bal is asleep. Kale, please make an observation / perception roll
Right, I am
to see if
trained
you
in
can hear.
perception. Well, let's see. 10?
10? Yeah, probably.
Trained.
At first, you almost think that Bal is awake because you've heard Bal humming this before.
Oh, interesting. I'll look down at Val and like she's still fully asleep.
No, this is definitely from where Fong is curled up.
Oh,
Yeah.
you awake?
Yeah. Can you remember this for me? And Fong will make the sound again.
I mean, it's the song that Val sings.
Okay.
I don't know what
Good.
it means to her, but
I
it sounds very familiar.
heard it again, and I think Fong is gonna make his way over to Kale, and Kale, there's this thing that would happen where I grew up. I didn't pay much attention to it back then, but maybe you might know something about its significance. And I think Fong is going to try to describe the robes and the headpiece with the horns to Kale as quickly as he can before the esoteric nature of dreams pulls it away from his brain.
Right.
Let's get an accuracy roll from Fong and a difficulty 6 roll from Kale.
Intellect?
Yes.
I'm going to use my Val asset, and I'm going to spend.
Nice.
I'm going to spend 2 effort on this because this is important to Kale.
I will also
Yes.
do that
Please.
in solidarity.
Okay. So these are both intellect based for Matt's purposes.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm going to mark those down. I rolled an 18.
Ooh.
So I got a 16.
Okay.
So we're
Oh, no,
good
that's
now,
unlucky.
but that'll
Yeah.
be unlucky for whatever I do next.
Yeah.
That was a good roll.
So-
And I was like, wait, no, it's not.
No, so The lucky and unlucky rolls don't affect when they are
correct roll.
rolled. They
Yeah.
affect what comes next.
Yeah.
So
We've been both
yeah,
lucky and unlucky tonight.
Fong
Yeah.
attempts to describe this, and it's clothing that seems to be woven and layered in a way that is reminiscent of very elegant robes made from leaves and nature. And
Huh.
it's like you're trying really hard, so you're remembering it and you're just like, I know that we also had this material and it was kind of silk like, and when there was embroidery that looked like, I think it was leaf veining, or it was, it's difficult to describe, but you're getting the general gist out, because it's layers of robes and ritual sashes and these hanging beads and jewelry that also hang from the headdress that formed two intricate branch horns.
Interesting.
Kale, with the 18 and the 2 levels of effort, you very much would have already succeeded, but with the effort, you bump up into there.
Racked my brain so hard.
It's not you necessarily that remembers it, but it's a part of you
Right. It's not
that
Kale
remembers you.
remembering this.
It is not Kale. It's not even Pico. It's something from one of your past lives that seems to come through and come forward. The keepers of the entrance to the Great Grove wore that. You don't know where it is because you still don't know where Fong is from, but the ones that kept the entranceway to where the Great Grove is would wear that. And that's all that you really remember about it. But it's familiar enough to where you can almost see the pattern in your mind's eye. And you know that the headdress is reminiscent of the horns that you grow in your guardian form.
Right. So Fong describes this, and Kale's gaze kind of goes distant. Like it looks like they're almost looking into the fire, but they're not seeing it. And then they shift their head up towards the stars and the moon, and they're just staring off into space for a moment. And they're not aware of it, but tears start running down their cheeks. Just like one at first, and then a couple more. But they're smiling.
Are you okay?
Uh, yes and no. I They kind of like grab the beads that they've taken to wearing since they awoke, and they'll feel at the like sleeve of their robe that they've thrown on. That sounds very familiar, but it's not something that I've ever, well, no, not Kale has ever seen. But there's this place that I'm from, where I've lived all my lives, and the people who guarded it for us, they wore outfits just like that, and I'd forgotten until now.
Oh. You said you were from there?
Not, no, not in this life. In this life, I'm from Isenbridge.
Okay.
Been there once.
But in another life, we might have been from the same place.
Kale will like actually look down from the stars now and meet Fong's eyes and be like, "Yes, we might actually. Where are you from?"
And then Fong is gonna like lean in and say, "Hey, keep it a secret, all right? I'm from Canagal."
Do I know where that is?
Yes, you know where it is. It is one of the city-states of the of Tritonus Reach. It is
I assume he didn't say Canada.
no.
I'm from Canada.
'Cause that's what the
That would be-
captain.
'cause-
That's what the
I'm
captain
from
said.
Canada.
yeah.
I legitimately thought that was what
Fucking
Tom was
Isekai?
going to
What's going
say.
on?
I legitimately was expecting that before I
Which is
remembered
hilarious.
Canical
Uh,
is indeed a place.
No, it's the city-state that neighbors both Icenbridge and Islanus. That is that kind of swampy area leading further north. So in the opposite direction you guys have been heading, but yeah, that's up there. You're very very familiar with it. Some of the best writing inks actually come from there.
Kale blinks. And then they'll put like a hand on your shoulder, Fong, and say, "Where you're from, this is very, very important. Is there a very large forest that no one is supposed to go into?"
Is there? Would I remember that?
You are from a swamp, so kind of ish. You left young enough to where you didn't really get involved in any of the more in-depth secrets. Because remember, you left young enough to just kind of go off and be independent and do your own thing. So it's possible, but you're not sure. And I'm giving you that without any type of roll. Because
Sick.
finding out more, you would not be able to with a roll.
Maybe. I bugged out as soon as I could, so
Oh. Oh, gods. I've gone the wrong way. I've gone the exact opposite direction where I need to be going.
oh. Okay. Well, we still got stuff to do around here, right? There's still a lot of
No,
work.
absolutely. I'm not going to leave all of you. And Kel sort of looks fondly around at everyone. Their gaze lingers on Baal, who's still asleep in their lap. And they'll give your shoulder a little squeeze, Fong, and then a pat and let you go. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you have any objections if we were to travel back there at some point.
At some point,
All right.
it'll probably be okay.
I could very much use a guide to that area, and it's very important.
Okay.
I need to get back to that forest as quickly as possible.
All right. Do you remember anything about a hill?
No, just the forest itself. Does the
Okay.
word the Great Grove mean anything to you? Is that a place you've heard of?
Make a roll.
All right. I have a hinder on this.
No.
Yes, you do.
Oh, never heard of her.
Oh my gosh, I've been rolling a ton of these. 13.
13 with a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds a little familiar, but you're not really sure. Even in the dream, because you rolled a 2, you weren't able to remember a lot. You weren't able to remember the hill that you were on or what the ritual was. You know that it happened sometime like just after the summer solstice, but beyond that, you're not sure. It's hard to say. It sounds familiar, but you're also not sure if you've just heard them talking about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not really ringing any bells. I just remember a hill and lots of string.
What sort of string?
Just the golden ones that I see sometimes.
Oh. Do you see them now?
No, not right now, but it was pretty vivid in the dream and it was all going into that hill, so.
Well, again, next time you see them, do let me know as soon as possible.
Okay, will do.
All right. Ah,
Thank you for listening.
oh, thank you for telling me. That's so important to me. I need to get back there.
Okay, okay. And thank you for keeping my secret.
Oh, of course. Can you bring my pillow and my teapot, Pico?
Yeah, of course.
I think I'll just sleep here
Sounds
if I can
good.
sleep after news like that.
Bong will hurry up and gather Kale's things.
Okay. And I think that's actually a great spot for us to take our mid-session break.
Yay!
So, some surprising news for multiple people in chat.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so there are connections upon connections building. We will be back. Fang from Canada. We will be back soon. Go ahead and stretch your legs, get yourself something to drink, and we will see you guys in a few minutes. Bye.
Bye.
and welcome back. So, thank you for sticking around, anyone who has done so. We are back with this latest and lovely episode of Empyrean Wild with my fine and disastrous crew after some interesting conversations with deific powers and strange fate-ridden dreams and about to go to someone's hometown, and we are at the end of the evening watch with Fong getting to essentially sit for the past couple of hours just marinating in all of that you got to dream and learn about. As the morning breaks and you guys are starting to wake up, the day is yours.
I will point out to Ball that when you wake up, Kale runs warm. You've touched them before, that's not surprising. But like I imagine that sleeping on them, using them as a pillow is like using a hot water bottle as a pillow. Like it's cozy, it's comfy.
Um, I when I wake up, uh, preferably early. um, I'm gonna depending on how long it takes, I'm gonna focus on some physical changes that Bal is going to take on.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Especially with the end of the last watch and the fact that you guys aren't moving on anyone else's schedule, you definitely have the couple of hours that you need to enact some changes.
Sweet.
What you gonna be focusing on?
I will tell you when I figure it out.
Sounds fun. Okay, so, Kale, you will probably wake after Bell. You had some interesting information dropped on you.
Yeah, and I had middle watch, so I imagine I'm one of the later ones to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, although, I slept pretty okay. I wasn't in a tree.
Yeah, that is a great point. Thank you, Elena. Can I get a might roll, Varen, for how
I
your
rolled a
night?
9.
You rolled a 9. Okay.
That was the first thing I did when we came back. I was like, I rolled to see.
How that night went.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got some aches, you got some pains, you definitely had to contort yourself into interesting positions to be able to not fall out of the tree. And you wake to Bobby Joe slowly creeping towards your face.
Oh, there you are, Bobby Joe. I was so worried that you maybe had crawled out, and I just grabbed the leash. I go to grab the leash, and I'm gonna roll for that.
Yeah, speed defense in particular, because Bobby Joe's trying to bite you in the face.
14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's still a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you grab the leash, avoid getting your nose bitten by this creature, and now you've got to find a way down. But yeah, it's a wonderful morning. Belle is off to the side, focusing on some stuff. Kale, you've awoken with plenty to think about. Fong, you've had hours to think on your own and how you want to interpret that.
Shockingly, I will wake up and make some tea for everybody.
Wow, really? The tea dragon? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Listen,
Oh my
if
God.
everything else
Yay.
makes no sense, time for tea.
Yeah. Let's go for it. So yeah, you make some tea.
Oh, right. Everyone grab a cup. Uh, how far did you say it is to your farm, Varen?
I'm gonna roll again to like get down with Bobby Joe. I
Sounds
rolled
good.
a 15 that
15.
time.
All right.
Mhm.
Even with the hindrance of
Mhm.
Bobby Joe, the 15 is good enough to where you do get the both of you down without getting bitten. To avoid getting bitten by Bobby Joe, you're rolling at a difficulty 2 if it's just Joe squirming around, or a
Mhm.
3 if they're right in your face. So, generally speaking, it's pretty easy if you are at least a player character.
Mhm.
Because it's just a baby. It's just a
Mhm.
baby. But yeah, so it's you got down. You're fine. Um, and it's
So
about
anyway, to answer Kale's question, it's about maybe I'd say about if we get moving now, maybe about a half day, a little bit longer than that. So about
Oh,
a day's away if we get kind of a slow pace going. But
right. Well, maybe let's get on the road. It is. I wouldn't want to drop in unexpectedly around dinner time, but after lunch is very good.
I'm going to replace my tentacle arm with a crab arm.
okay.
Ooh,
So you've got the
With a-
pincher.
I got a big pincer,
that is
yeah.
handy.
Okay. So yeah, um,
That's what I'm gonna do.
Fong, I think this is the first time you've seen this. So go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you notice prior to it finishing, essentially.
Okay. 11.
11. So you did notice Val going off to the side, waking up a little bit before Kale, sneaking away a little bit. You're kind of used to Val just needing privacy a lot more than the other
Yeah.
people in the group. She does tend to walk off on occasion. And it's like as you're doing the breakfast and Varen getting down and Kale making tea that you also look over there, and there was that brief moment of the kind of jelly texture that Val had way back in Polyarna, that was lost and came back to just being a normal arm back then. It goes kind of. What kind of crab did you actually choose, by the way? Did you choose like the classic Sebastian red crab, or are you like a special crab,
Um,
vampire crab? So you've got like bright pastel, or not pastel, but bright gem colors. What are we doing?
because we did talk about at one point it being like the more exotic creatures being kind of out of limits until I met them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm I'm picturing, Kingler, right? Like the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm picturing, like the big
Big old red claw.
classic crab.
Okay. So yeah, big ol' Kingler slash Sebastian. Kingler
Yeah,
is apparently inspired by the fiddler crab.
what a name.
Fiddler crab,
Wow.
which is not
Yeah,
always red. Yeah. So frequently
little
red.
guys.
Yeah. Yeah, frequently red can occasionally be a little bit more on the orange side or bluish gray, yellow in some cases. Yeah. So, what color did you go for?
Mm, I'll go blue.
Blue. So yeah, the tentacle that has always kind of been that kind of maroonish brown that is pretty easy to masquerade among the color choices that Belle's jacket and everything are actually, has shifted slightly to an off gray initially, and the end looks swollen, and then you look again and you see it starting to split. So, over the course of that second hour of transformation, you're just occasionally looking over, and the tentacle is gradually just turning into a giant crab arm with a pincer at the end.
Great.
I think once it's ready, I'm gonna take the tea from Kale with the pincer. Ah, cheers, mate. And just now I have the closest the ocean has to an opposable thumb. So
I
Nice.
mean,
I will
fair.
be able to grab things a little bit more consistently.
God, if I had a crab arm, I wouldn't stop going like click, 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 like the tongue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Love it. I love it. So yeah, eventually, Belle does wander back with a crab arm and take the tea with the pincer, like, which is probably the size of her torso.
Kale raises an
Dang.
eyebrow slightly, but does not comment. They're like, she's going through a lot. If it's a crab day, it's a crab day.
It's crab day. You've seen her with crab parts before. She had a crab leg for a
Crab
while.
leg. It's fine.
I think this is technically the first time where she has willingly changed her body part, though. Outside
Oh,
of like returning back to normal.
That's true. That's why it gets at least
Wow.
a raised eyebrow,
Yeah.
because Kale is like, oh, that's
Okay.
new. Must be part and parcel of the whole thing.
Yeah,
okay.
I think most at most she may have like gone into the water at some point during our adventures and then transformed in the water and then returned back to normal before leaving the water. But this is
Okay.
the first time she's like actively gone out of her way to change her body like this.
Okay,
So
I like it. I like it. Okay. Well, if no one else is going to attempt to comment on the sudden introduction of Crab Arm Bell, you guys get on your way, continue along the road, and just as Bell would have predicted, from sensing the river approaching nearby, and just as Varen is very familiar with, after about 3-ish hours, while still in some woods, you do come across what seems to be a fairly wide stone bridge that crosses a large section of the river. It's even got posts going down to help maintain its integrity. Crab arm bells or cowboy name. Little ladies. But
Out. Click, click.
yeah. Gets it with the pincer. But yeah, you come across a fairly wide stone bridge that is used to cross a narrower part but still whitish area of the river. You can feel almost the river passing underneath you, Val, as you go. And the song stays pretty consistent. So, as far as you can tell, based off of the information that has been given to you, there is not a puzzle piece nearby. Has anyone peeped the fact that I gave Joelle the Millennium puzzle to build?
I heard something about puzzles. I thought that was a metaphorical.
No, the first thing that Bal went diving for at the bottom of the ocean is like something that requires inserted pieces that she has essentially referred to as just the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Not ominous. Not even slightly. It's great. It's totally fine.
This is more like a decade puzzle, though.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, so you get to the wide river and you actually see a couple of other people wandering on the road because you are getting fairly close to town. As you get closer and closer, it does eventually come to an opening in the woods. I'm getting to the map to where Rancor was newly placed. Yeah, it gets to an opening in the woods, and you can tell just from the slightly hilly nature moving further away from the river that you are getting close to what the edges of the mountain range would be for Polyarna. So this is a little bit more of familiar terrain to you now, Kale. But you see the start of some farms. One large, not really even fenced in area that seems to be maybe a ranch of some kind. You mostly see goats. That goats don't care about fences, which is probably why they don't have them fenced. Goats are just like fence. That's an insult. But
That's a challenge. That's somewhere to stand.
yeah, that's something to climb on, things to jump off of. You can do a stealth attack on the farmer from the fence. It's convenient placement. Uh, but yeah, so you get further and further along, and it's becoming more and more familiar to you, Varen, as you get closer. And people do look in your direction. It's not necessarily the friendly, hey, howdy there, how you doing, type of greeting, but there's curiosity of people noticing as you go by. Most of them, much like the previous towns you had visited, being fairly busy with their summer farming and whatnot. And then you kind of go around a bend and you see a fairly large town. Like this is one of the townships that is actually named. So it is fairly large and it's sprawling, but it's there. Hi, Nikki, welcome. It's sprawling, but it is there, and you can see beautiful, wide buildings more than tall, each of them seeming to be spread out rather than up as they build. But the roofs are all tiled in clay, beautiful colors. It's a more vibrant and visual example of the culture that you've seen so far, that has had the intricate cobblestone that was in pictures and patterns as you walked, and the not necessarily clay, but the composite housing that also would occasionally have reliefs carved into them or sculpted onto them, and the clay tiled roofs of various colors and woven banners, and people out on their large porches and in their yards with massive looms as you pass by. Welcome to Rancor.
Oh, this town is very beautiful. This is where you're from, yes?
It is, yes. It's all right, I guess. I guess when you live here all the time, you don't really appreciate the beauty that's there, but yeah, it's colorful at least.
It's so much more homey than Icenbridge, which tends to favor the more looming elegance than this. This is much, much more comfortable.
I've never been to Icenbridge, so I cannot comment on that, but I can't wait to at least see what it looks like to this. Anyway, come on, let's go in. Let's go into the town. And I'll take you over to my parents' place.
As we go along, I am going to kind of rail the party.
Mm-hmm.
Since I am the one that stands out the most, I feel like with
Yeah, that's going to be fairly obvious.
so I'm going to sort of trail the party, kind of pretending that we're not quite together, just in case, because I'm going to keep my eyes open for anything or anyone that might seem either out of place or suspicious.
Please make an observation roll. In fact, everyone go ahead and make an observation roll, but that is at least telling me specifically what you're looking for.
Ooh, that That is another 18.
Okay.
Trains.
I'm gonna put 3 levels of effort into this.
Sounds fun.
This is the first time we've gotten into a big city, and I am still aware that we are being hunted. So I want to make sure that we are safe. That is a 10.
Okay, and you have 3 levels of effort. And are you also trained, or is it just the others that are trained by being in your presence? Because I know that they get a level of training in perception by being in your presence for the past 24 hours.
Yeah, they are trained thanks to me. I'm not trained.
You
That's
are
that's
not
because
trained.
I
Okay.
haven't taken the training.
If
Okay.
you'd
I
mentioned you
am.
were
It's
doing it,
hilarious.
I can
It
give you
is
advice
hell.
to a friend, but I didn't know you were doing it.
Yeah.
I am trained in. I am specialized in deception, and I am trained in seeing through deception. I don't know
That will
if that helps.
help. That will help, yes, because of specifically what you are looking for.
Yeah.
And Alina, I don't know if you noticed it earlier, but you did get an asset from Trickster earlier.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to mark that down.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a. Let me get those rolls totals again. Sorry. 4, 10,
12.
12,
18.
18. Okay. For the 12, it's pretty much what you expected. There's a couple more people that seem to have undergone some changes, Varen. But this is familiar. This is where you grew up. It's what you kind of were expecting coming in. No one's throwing anything. No one's approaching. Kale with the 18 again. You can tell that you guys are getting the occasional side eye. And there are a few that are making that hand gesture that you've seen done in Varen's presence a couple of times. But some of them do take note of you and seem to do the blessing gesture as well. They are not visually, at least, indicating that they are motivated to either interact with you or chase you out. You're not going to have another example of. Alina wasn't here for that. Of the shopkeep that sees you guys, freaks out, and then has to be traumatized until the town guard is called. You also notice that there aren't necessarily town guard. There's some people that do seem to be carrying a little bit more obvious weapons, but they don't seem to be organized in any way, and are probably just wandering about doing their business. It's more obvious than it was in the smaller towns, but that might just be that this is a town that is verging towards city in terms of size. Hard to say. Well, you do have a history from Deepview. You also know that Polyarna is known for not just its agriculture, but also has a fairly prominent black market. That is where a decent amount of drug trade that you guys had to stop coming into Icenbridge when you got control of the council originates from here. And you suspect that that might be a little bit of what's going on. Fong, you got distracted by, not gonna call it Thieves' Cant because this isn't D&D, but some visual indication on some signs that indicate that they probably have gambling in back. Bal, with the 10 and the, you said 2 levels of effort? 3 levels of effort. With the 3 levels of effort, yeah, those people walking around with the weapons are organized but not fully organized thugs of some kind. They don't seem to be taking direct notice of you. They are busy doing their own thing, but they're definitely of the less than savory sort. You also notice the couple of indicators on some of the shop signs saying that there's probably either a gambling den nearby or possibly other forms of illicit trade that can be gotten into, because you, from your history, would know what some of those are based off of the trade that was done by some of the ships that you've sailed on. And they seem to be concentrated more around those places. Thank you for the hydrate. One of them, or they aren't really noticing you, or Kale, or Varen even. One of them does seem to be occasionally glancing in Fong's direction.
In what way? Like, as a, do I recognize that person type of look, or oh, that's the fucker that.
Do I recognize them, and a little bit of confusion?
Okay. Okay. I will continue to trail the party and just kind of keep an eye out. I'm not necessarily going out of my way to pretend that we're not together. Just,
yeah.
But also I'm not as part of the unit, if that makes sense. Just
yeah. Okay.
Just kind of wandering.
Yeah.
Watching.
And you guys are going to go directly to Varen's home farm, I'm guessing?
Yeah, that was the plan, I think.
I think that was the plan.
Okay.
So we were going to go get settled in and then figure out where to go from there.
Yeah, Kale's entirely following you, so
okay.
Wherever you go.
All right.
As you guys head through the town, Varen leading, which you've got to lead them back out of the town to get to actual farmland. So you go through a good portion of it and angle through because it's not a straight shot to one side. As you are about to leave, a little kid, maybe 8 years old, comes running up heavy steps directly to Fong. Hands you a wrapped parcel. Ew.
Thank you.
He said, if it was beer, I would have spilled it. Bye. And then just runs away.
Okay. Does Fong know what that means?
Just someone told the kid if it was beer, they would have spilled it, so the kid brought you this instead.
Oh, okay.
As far as you can tell.
This place, the hospitality's off the charts.
Did I see anything?
Oh, you saw a kid come out from between a couple of buildings just carrying a cloth-wrapped parcel, ran up to Fong, held it up because Fong is tall and young child, and you would have very easily been able to hear. He said, if it was beer, I would have spilled it. And it was an obvious pause of thought to remember the phrasing. And then, bye! And then turns and, big thudding kid that has never learned how to solidly run type of thudding steps away. And you guys continue out of town, unless that stops you.
No, yeah, sorry. I was waiting to see if Fong did anything with the package before I moved.
Fong's gonna open it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Look, Varen's gonna have a moment of well, I never got any packages like that. I come into town.
It's a small woven kind of basket. It's a narrow basket that inside of it is a wax sealed bottle of dubious brown liquid.
I'm gonna just trail off. I'm gonna just dip and follow the child. See if I, not like obviously. I'm gonna try to be sneaky about this,
Okay.
but I want to try to see if I can see anybody. Like maybe the kid runs back to whoever gave him the thing or whatever. Just,
Okay.
just not far enough that I lose track of the others, but far enough away that I could be like, okay, there's no more shenanigans happening.
Okay.
This is kind of the thing Baal did for the majority of Empyrean.
Kale has been that
Stealth
runner.
check.
Kale's like, what?
Stealth check.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Okay. I am trained in stealth,
Mm-hmm.
and I will put 2
Nice.
levels of effort into this.
Okay. Those are speed, by the way.
Yep. I'm gonna spend one of my sappers to reroll then.
Okay.
That was a 4.
Okay.
Now it's an 8.
An 8. Okay. 8 is high enough to where you're not sure if you're stealthing well. You know you're not stealthing amazingly, but you don't know if it's like bad enough to be made.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. Do you guys wait for Bal to come back and do you just stand in the middle of the road that leads out of town? Or do you
We'll
continue on your
probably-
way?
We'll pull over and like lean against the wall by the road by the edge of town,
Okay.
Yeah.
like blocking the carts. But Kale is glancing sort of curiously at Fong and the little bottle.
It's a gift. They're so welcoming here.
You're very far from home.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But is there a brand on it?
Nope.
Varen's gonna look and she's gonna be a little jealous because she has never gotten gifted anything remotely like this before.
Do you
And
know
it's
what
like-
this is?
You would recognize it, Varen. This is not sold in taverns, but one of the local families does distill their own whiskey
Oh,
with stuff
That's
that
good.
is imported from elsewhere in Polyarna because you can't grow the stuff for whiskey here. So it's stuff that's traded from elsewhere in Polyarna. So this is something that is not sold in taverns. You don't know why they brew it and distill it or where it goes, but you know that it happens.
So I relate that basically to Fong. I look at him and it's like, well, see, there's this special type of whiskey that this one family brews in town, and you can't even like, it's so exclusive you can't even buy it anywhere. It's just, I don't know where they come from because you can't really, I mean, all the stuff used to make it, apparently like it doesn't even grow here. So I like, you know what, like I hear it exists, you just can't buy it, don't know where it comes from, don't know where it goes, but
Huh.
I've never gotten a bottle myself for it, you know. So why did you get a bottle? Like,
I don't know. Maybe. Well,
Yeah,
I was thinking that we should bring a gift for your family since we were showing up. So, I mean, maybe the universe was like, "Hey, here, there's a gift now." Since I'm out of money.
Rancor is a big enough place. Is there a possibility I would have recognized the child, or would he have been just like a random kid?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to see if I recognized the kid potentially. Nope. Two.
Yeah. He
No,
looks
just a random kid.
Yeah, he looks familiar, so you might have seen him in passing. Hard to
But he's not
say.
like one of the kids I would have seen on like a normal basis or recognize as like a family friend's kid or
Yeah.
anything. Just say,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
And what was that? What was that thing he said to you?
If it was beer, I would have spilled it.
Now, was it talking about himself or was it talking about you?
he said like if it was beer I would have spilled it here.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and have an intellect roll from Fong and Varen because Kale, you do not have the background knowledge for this.
Yeah.
And Val is gone. Sneaking away.
16.
16.
19.
19. Well,
Ooh.
Fong did send an ale to someone in a previous town that was also traveling, that Fong belatedly realized who it was afterwards.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So I've made a good impression. Great.
You made an impression, yeah. But yeah, so apparently he has returned the favor and then some.
We're like Christmas gift buddies now.
Belle, the kid runs off, looks around, sees a couple of other kids that seem to be kicking around a ball, and just runs up and starts playing with them. You do notice someone just kind of leaning against a building. That's the word that I'm looking for. A building wall nearby that just nods at you, waves, turns, and walks away. So you were definitely made.
Oh yeah. First off, I want to take a very good look at this individual.
A little on the burly side, not like heavy set, but a little on the burly side, but not like big the way that William was.
Yeah.
Little scruffy on the face, short hair that is combed, but not like cut into a special style. Well made clothing, but not fancy Eisenbridge level.
Mm-hmm.
The person that was looking at Fog, like, do I know that person? And confusion.
This is the same guy.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay. He doesn't seem like a threat at the moment. Is this the same direction the kid came from?
No. He was across the street watching, essentially.
In that case, on my way back, I think I'm gonna just do like a little bit of an arc, to try to kind of pass by where the kid came from, before giving the gift to Fong, before we join the others.
Okay.
Not trying to be like super subtle, but just keeping an eye out.
Perception check.
Yay. 3.
Seems like a town.
Yeah. Okay.
This is why you guys are on milestone leveling.
Yeah. Then I'll just
We love a 3. We can roll 3s all day.
You roll so many 3s in this campaign.
It is crazy.
Like, 3 is your number this campaign. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so you get back pretty easily. They're just standing there waiting. Well, possibly still talking. I don't know.
You good?
Oh yeah, I was just checking on that child. Just curious. I'm gonna. I'm actually gonna. Actually, do you know? And I described the person, the man that I saw to fall. Does that sound familiar to you?
Does that sound
That
familiar,
is
Tiffle?
definitely who you sent a beer to.
Oh, yeah, I sent a drink to him. Um, the one kid that we visited their family, but the one kid said he was bad news, and I have some history with him. Um, I think that things are squashed now because of this, like beef wise. So I think we're good.
Right.
You have no idea what Fong is holding up other than it's a bottle of unlabeled brown liquid that is sealed with wax.
And you're certain this is not some sort of death threat in liquid form?
I mean, I'm not certain, but it seems okay.
So we shouldn't give it as a gift to Varen's family. At least not until it's been taste tested.
Yeah, you're right. I'll give it a shot.
This just reminds me that I miss having a liquid specialist around. You really have to find them. So wait, you were thinking of giving this random thing to somebody you don't know.
To Varen's family, because I don't have any other presents to give them.
Did you not consider that there could be like poison to something?
No, I trusted the kid.
That's like the least type of people you should trust.
I didn't think a kid was gonna try to kill me.
Well, first, you underestimate children. But two, he was clearly given to him by another adult.
Well, I didn't see the whole process. I just got I just got the drink.
Perhaps we can just give him the basket. Not necessarily give him the liquid. Be on the safe side.
Did you make a roll to figure out if you knew who this person was, Varen?
Oh, the kid.
No, the adult that was described.
Oh, I haven't rolled
Yeah.
for that.
Because
No.
I think that you've been around for most of the conversations about
Yeah.
this guy, which is why I had you roll.
Oh no, I rolled a 1 for that, but I rolled a what was it, 17 for like
The
the other
alcohol.
thing.
Okay,
The
yeah.
alcohol. Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, you're no idea who this person is other than Fong having
Mhm.
mentioned him before, and
Mhm.
the kid
I
that
don't.
could see the truth about your powers was very wary of him.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making the connection that that is potentially who that is,
Okay.
since we've met so many people along the road. That
Yeah.
could have been anyone.
So many people that have willingly spoken to you.
Hmm.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And Kale was just a tree the entire time.
Hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, Kale was a tree during this.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
were fixing cairns.
Yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah.
I had to look back in my notes about it, and it literally said that like Fong was like, "I'm gonna go to the tavern," and Ball was like, "Don't get into trouble," and Fong immediately got into trouble at the tavern potentially.
I just bought someone a drink.
Yeah, it's sometimes you buy drinks for someone that looks vaguely
Ah.
familiar and you're just like, oh, they look very familiar. I don't know why. Here, let me just send a beer over before I leave with these two casks of ale under my arms and just kind of smile at them as they look at me in confusion when I walk away.
Yeah.
And then
Peace
realize
offerings.
afterward who that might be. Anyway, but yeah, so you have indeterminate brown substance that may be whiskey in hand, and a basket, and a nicely woven little cloth that had been wrapped around it. And she's standing at the edge of the town on the road,
Let's go.
like just a little
Yeah,
cobblestone road that leads out towards more farm area.
Duly dawn, Varen.
All right,
All
so
right, so yeah, I will lead.
as you lead, you get to what is very vividly farming area. There's bushes and vines and various plants growing. There's also what seems to be stretched fabrics between poles to provide shade to certain areas of the plants that might be a little bit more sun sensitive. But this is very, very much farming territory. And Varen turns off to one side. And would you like to describe your family home as you guys approach it?
So the family home is surrounded by an old wooden fence that has very clearly been repaired a couple of times over the years. It is kind of built up a little bit on a small little slope. The path being straight up to the house. The house has sort of almost like a Spanish revivalist look to it, very adobe looking. Big courtyard in the center with a giant tree for shade in the center of it. So the main door is through this courtyard. Everything is about one level, but the walls are very tall. You can see dried peppers hanging from posts that are above windows, different fabrics hanging from the windows, all colors of turquoise and orange and emerald green. Very, very, very vibrant, almost southwestern looking colors hanging from pretty much every window.
And I'll just go ahead and add on that the tree is notably a hawthorn, for those of you who might recognize it. And sitting at a loom in the front is someone that you do not recognize, Varen. It's a woman, young, maybe around your age. She's weaving. She hasn't seemed to notice your approach.
Excuse me, who are you?
No response.
Well, that's kind of rude. So I will go ahead and just walk through the front door, and I'm just like, Ma, Pa, who's the strange lady out front?
So she just begins to turn as you walk across the boards of the porch, but you don't even notice that as you just blast through the doors.
Mhm.
And in the kitchen, already preparing stuff for dinner is your mother, and your father is probably out in the fields or something, so you're not sure where he is. He's not an immediate sight. But she looks up in shock at your sudden appearance and call out because you've been gone for a while. Varen? What? Welcome home?
Oh,
That's your brother's girlfriend. What? As she, like, as this girl looks at the rest of you, who I don't know if you also just walked directly in. Did any of you just walk in and right after Varen? Okay, like,
I think
what?
probably.
I like how they're all just hanging out outside. As
Yes.
just like
Well, no. Kale stops politely outside with this girl, and then the other two just casually walk in behind you because both of them are nodding as if they will.
Yeah.
And, like, the girl looks at you, Kale, seems a little startled, and
Um, do I do I speak hand language?
I'm assuming that you don't sign since you
Probably not.
haven't expressed learning it
Yeah.
from any of them. But
Yeah,
as has been
Yeah.
previously established, signing is very common across Polyarna.
Oh, cool, cool,
Uh,
cool. I'll be like,
so,
oh, I'm terribly sorry. I don't speak it.
Corey would have stayed outside
yeah. So,
because he is polite, unlike me.
It's just Corey and I
And
like
he does
lingering in the
know sign
courtyard.
language.
yeah. So, Corey, you
Actually,
met
I
him
probably must know.
speaking sign language,
Yeah, yeah,
actually. So,
yeah.
he'll start communicating to her for you, and she is very concerned with everything that has just happened and is asking
Fair.
essentially who all of you are as Karen looks at you, Varen, and is just like, and then looks at the two that followed you in and is a little confused by Fong, and then suddenly Bao is also right there and gasps and immediately starts making the sign, going, "Oh, dear child, protect. What is the. And it. Were you. Did the demons of the forest follow you back, girl?"
No, 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 I don't believe so. That's just Ball and Fong. They're friends of mine I met on the road.
Oh,
Oh,
that's so good.
you've got a claw, young lady. You have a claw for a hand. I do believe
Yeah.
that it is entirely within my rights to not know if you are person or demon. You have a claw.
Well, you would assume, considering this, like, that's probably about 10% of my body, that the 90% that it remains human would imply that I am, in fact, a human, no?
Unless you've been tainted by the force, I do not know. I
I'm
had to
sorry, I have not
ask,
been tainted by anything except my own hubris.
as are we all. Well, I guess welcome, since you're friends of little Varen. You always bring home the strangest creatures and people, I guess. And then
Has she
notices,
peeped?
and then finally notices this thing that is chewing on the leg of a random bit of furniture. Is that also a person instead of a demon of the forest?
Oh no, that's just the bug I picked up. That's Bobby Joe. He's my son. I hatched him.
Turns to Belle. Is that also a person or a demon of the forest? Because she's talking about hatching a bug.
No, no, that one is a demon of the forest, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm Karen. I'm her mother. Um, that's Marie out there, who. Oh, you have someone that can talk to her. Good. That's Marie out there. Welcome. Where have you been? And that is where we end tonight.
Where have you been is the question. My goodness.
Yes, because that is a conversation. But yes, so welcome to Varen's home
Yeah.
with your little pet demon of the forest.
Yeah, correct.
Amazing.
Correct.
Oh, God. But yes, so we've got some fun stuff that got thrown out today and some backstories getting intertwined. And Mama Karen, wonderful. Thank you so much. But yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure. Let's go ahead and go around doing our outros. Starting with Amanda, since we're quite literally at your home.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, aka Panda Cabra. Use she, her pronouns, and I have been Varen Lek, the weird adept to Dances with Dark Matter and Siphon's Power. You can find me here every other Sunday playing in this game, as well as every other Friday playing in our Fairy Tale Friday Once Upon a Reflection game, where I play Rosa and Thorn. Thorn being a wild princess of the. You'll see coming up that there's some stuff that's going to be happening with her. I will tease. Yeah, so and that's a really fun fairy tale game. You can follow me on Blue Sky. That's usually my default social media now. I have Instagram. I don't really use it other than just talking with like sharing memes with friends, but so don't bother finding me there. And you can find me also in our Discord as well. I am always connected to Discord, so come find me there and say hello. Don't really have anything else going on besides those two projects, but yeah, I'm always around, so feel free to come say hi. I will pass it off to Matt.
Thank you. My name is Matt, he, him pronouns. Today I played Fang Wu, he, they pronouns, the risk-taking warrior who fights with panache, walks through walls, and receives ambiguous liquids. And you can find me everywhere as improv and RPG. And I will pass it over to Alina.
Hey everybody, I am Alina, and I've been playing Kale. We're both they them. Kale is an empathic explorer who helps their friends and has the soul of a dragon. And you can find me here every other Sunday. I'm also on our Fairy Tale Friday game as well, playing Vrak the Goblin, which is very, very fun. I'm also on my own channel, twitch.tv/WhereGeekComics. Every other Thursday, we're playing this game coming up. It's probably our last before Christmas, with Trash Heroes, a D&D homebrew where we are heroes who climbed out of an actual trash heap and are just fumbling our way towards victory? Question mark. I'm also on Blue Sky, Adelina Pete. That's where I am mostly these days, so come and check me out. And over to Joel.
Hello. I am Joel. I played the 90% non-demon of the forest, Val Mistforge today. I don't think that's correct math, but it's okay. I also play the duality that is Senor Fluffington on Fridays on our Once Upon a Reflection. I don't know how to phrase it because I can't. It takes twice as much effort to describe that character.
He's a chihuahua, but he's not.
But he's not. He is a magic chihuahua that is also a. I almost picture it like a noir style grumbled soul that just still around somehow.
You're just a haunted chihuahua. That's fine.
Yeah,
Be a little haunted.
I just so happened to talk to literal death last episode, but who's counting? I play that, and then that's everything I'm doing online right now. If you want to keep track of what I do, you can always join the Altered Echo Archives Discord server. This is kind of all that I do, Altered Echo Archive stuff. So yeah, follow us here. Go, Evie.
I'm Evie, the Disaster GM. My pronouns are she, they, or any, and I am the GM for this fine of disastrous crew, as well as the director of Altered Echo Archives. A couple of these people are also our voting staff, so respect them. They can get you. But generally speaking, this is actually where you can find me right now, because Fuskas Came ended last weekend, I think. It was a time. So yeah, like time has also gone a little fucky for me. But yeah, so it's pretty much here. I am the GM for both of our campaigns and the upcoming planned campaign that two of our newest cast members were in chat today. Shh, don't tell them. But yeah, so it's fun. I love running the Cypher system. And you will also probably start seeing more art streams because I've got some character art to do for a friend's campaign that you'll get to see me working on. Just a minute. But yeah, so thank you so much for everyone tuning in. We will be back this coming Friday, I think. We don't have any scheduling mishaps for Fairy Tale Friday. But yeah, we will come and yeah, we'll be back then. See you soon. Thanks. Bye. I need to go to the bathroom.